Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. This is for entertainment purposes only, so if you're entertained, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. So today on The Pit, I was with Rachel and Max Convexity, and the three of us did a draft pick of 9 ETFs that we would have on our team if we wanted to just have 9 things in our portfolio. So I already went over with you what I thought was going to happen and what my ideal picks were, but Brad didn't show up, so some of this was different than I was expecting it, and I guess the better way to say it, Brad wasn't able to make it, so it was just the three of us, and I had never really interacted with Rachel anymore, and I wasn't even sure what her social medias were, but you all should go subscribed to Yield and Grace, because if you like my content, you will absolutely love her content, because she's earning a lot of money. She is really into high income ETFs. She has high conviction and high payer stuff. So it's going to be really, really interesting to follow her in her journey. So go over there, like and subscribe, and watch her videos. Let's get her monetized so she sticks around, okay? And while we're on YouTube, thank you, Scott Behringer, Michael Holiday, Motivation Boost, Shane O'Mac, Bill Bryant, Patriotic Spalling, BGP Automotive, In My Opinion, Jetta, and Omega Werewolf X for deciding to be members of mine and making your bad financial decisions with me. You're really helping this channel grow and be more sustainable, and for YieldMight to be my full-time gig. So I decided, because we're asking Twitter, what is your favorite portfolio? What do we like? What do we think is going to be the best? And this is what we originally all picked. So Max has, and this went, he picked Ulti, I picked Blocks, she picked OOW, then PLTY, BTG. So it snaked this way. And so I forgot that Max really likes Ulti. I was not expecting him to do that his first pick, because after Blocks I probably would have picked Ulti. But so he has Ulti, WPay, Eggy, NV2, LFGY, QQQ, Baggy, IBIT, and YQQ. I picked Blocks, BTGD, YSpy, Biggie, SLTY, SPY, BitX, YMAX, and KGLD. And then Rachel picked HOOW, PLTY, COYY, Misty, NVDY, SMCY, HOOY, YBTC, and TSLW. And while these are all, they're leveraged, well, some of them are leveraged, but I think it's a good mix of the things that she has high conviction on and also with the leverage. So I think I enjoyed her portfolio. And if we do the back test on this, it doesn't go back very far, because some of these are not that old, like Blocks, I think. I was trying to figure out why it was only going back to September 4th of this year. So as we have more time, we will see which ones actually win out. But if we benchmark it against the SPY, we all made more than the SPY. Congratulations. Max's portfolio has the least. I come in second place, and Rachel comes in first place. And that's mostly, I believe, due to the fact that Robinhood has been such a breakaway stock. So I still think, in my defense, 191% CAGR is really decent. And the stuff that I have, like SLTY, it is going to dampen the returns of my portfolio, but maybe my drawdown won't be as bad. However, if you look at this as it is right now, my drawdown is the worst. So, oh no, actually, Rachel does have the most drawdowns at minus 2.82, and I have a minus 2.68. So I think that for me, my portfolio having, BTGD and blocks and SLTY and KGLD, like having gold in there and just some things to basically hedge and quiet my portfolio for me and my risk tolerance is better for me. But something that Rachel has, like, you would have to find your own underlying that you yourself have conviction in. But if you do have conviction in these things and you don't mind the risk and the drawdowns and everything, then her portfolio is really good. And then, I mean, if you watch my previous video, I was eyeing up Ulti, I was eyeing up WPay. Eggy is a great fund. MV2, I would not have chosen, although I don't mind NVIDIA. LFGY, I mean, if Max had chosen blocks, I may have also chosen LFGY. I chose SPY because I like SPY Leaps. I like the fact that it does have less volatility, relatively, but he went after me in this case, so he actually went with QQQ. He went baggy. I probably would have went with Bitey, but baggy because it pays more. And then during the white elephant, I actually stole Misty from Rachel and gave her Biggie. And then he traded iBit for YSpy. And so I think I would still prefer YSpy over iBit. And I was eyeing, I didn't want to bully Rachel, but I was thinking about trading iBit for YBTC just so that I wouldn't have to do my own options in order to get income. But I'm not afraid of, with the SPY, the same thought process was I can do leaps, I could do call spreads or put spreads, however I want to make money, I can make money from this stuff. So I can do the same thing with iBit. It's basically the same thing that BitO does. Both of these things, I can make money from it. But, so again, in this time period, Rachel has the most value, followed by myself, and then Max. But I'm still going to say that 176% CAGR is, like, enough. I don't have to be greedy and get way more. Sure, like, a 600% CAGR is, like, pretty exciting, at least during a bull run and when it's generally going up. But I really do like her portfolio. I would do something like this, like in my cash account, my leverage trash account. There's a reason why we call it the leverage trash account. It's because we know it's not like the correct way to go about building portfolio. Actually, it's not the traditional way of building a portfolio. But if you have high conviction on Coinbase and you have high conviction on Robinhood and Palantir and NVIDIA in the future, then there's nothing wrong with this portfolio as long as you understand that because, like, TSLW is leveraged in the down market, you're going to see a sharper downturn. So, like I said before, I generally like her portfolio the way that she went about making it. We were not going after the same kinds of ETFs. What would I have changed? I probably should not have done Biggie. I should have done GPTY. But everything else, it's in my portfolio except for BTGD, which eventually, when I have enough money, I'm going to want to be in BTGD. So, and by I have enough money, I mean I'm meeting my income goals, which is around $15,000 a month. And then beyond that, I don't need to be paying the federal government more in taxes. So I'm going to start going into growth at least not hobbled my the gains. So I'll be in things like SPMO, BTGD, granny shots, just so that I can have some unimpeded growth in my portfolio, which is as important as income. At least to me, everybody has their own goals. So anyways, again, please follow Yielding Grace. She was really nice to talk to. I really enjoyed hanging out with her on the Twitter space. I hope she comes back into the pit. If not every week, just, whenever she can. And she is also Yield and Grace on X. And which portfolio did you like the most? And I didn't plug YieldMight yet, so this is a website that I made. We have disabled Tuesday and Wednesday because YieldMax changed literally all the rules. So once we have those distributions, and they're not next week because next week's the lump sum, but after that it should go back to normal. So once we have the new normal, I'll put the weekly, monthly, and annually back. But if you have, $1,000 to invest, you would get $13 in WPay. So if you click in the details, you say you have $1,000, the stock price is $55.70. The dividend amount is 73 cents based off of the latest distribution. So you would have 17.95 shares, which translates out to $13.18. And you can see that the price has been kind of stable. The distribution amount has been kind of stable. There's no 3 to 6, 9 month, 12, because WPay is a newer fund. So if we go down to something like AMZP, I guess. So they have, if you start out with $1,000, which you can change this in here, you say, I want it to do like $500. Okay, well, that will get you 16 shares. The price is $30.94, and it's paying 50 cents per share. So that translates out to $8.08 for that distribution. And you can see, how has the distribution amount changed over time and the close price. And then we have the last 3 months. Here's what if you had put $500 in at the beginning, this would be the distribution per share. This is the share price, and you would get the additional amount each time. So your total value at the end would be $537.68, which means in your total return, you would have more than what you initially put in. So that's what this details section is. And there's other advanced options that you can go through. We have, if you have a distribution desire, so if you want to get $1,000, this is how much you need to invest. Or if you want to buy 100 shares, this is how much you need to invest to get 100 shares. And then we have the compare funds, which you can select everything, and it just shows you what has the most distributions. Although right now I would not use this because of YieldMax and the changes that they made. And then we have my portfolio, which you can download the example of it and upload your thing, or just manually enter what you have, and it'll say, based off of just the last distribution, this is what you would get, and this is what you would get weekly, this is monthly, and this is what your annual estimation is for this based off of the last distribution. So anyways, which portfolio did you like the most? And I'll talk to you all later. Bye.